Hey everybody, I'm back. This session is taking place a little bit after the past couple sessions. I've actually done this level, and it was actually really good. I'm really sorry that I couldn't show you that video, but what ended up happening is it was just the commentary on it was just terrible. I don't know what was happening. Maybe I was just too sleepy. Maybe the commentary on this level will be just as bad. But basically, I was telling the story of Daikatana. For you guys that don't know, John Romero is the brainchild behind Daikatana. But I was telling that story, and I was talking about John Carmack and John Romero, and I ended up just getting their names all mixed up, and it was just a complete. Oh wow. Guess I'm dead. But I ended up just getting their names all messed up. It was a complete disaster. You know what? You got me, game. You got me. Ended up getting their names all mixed up. It was a complete disaster. I was telling the story as if John Carmack was the guy that left and did Daikatana, which is just false. Not true. In the slightest. Heck on. Like I said, I did this perfect the first time through on that commentary, so of course, whenever I got my brain screwed on right and I actually are saying their names right, can't get nowhere in the level. Just a curse, I suppose, but hopefully I can get through this now. I've got that beginning. The beginning part of this level is definitely the hardest when you're just beset on all sides by these specters and just the imps. Just a complete mess. It's hard to get your bearings. But as the story goes, John Romero, one of the guys, infamous, as one would say, for making Doom, he was one of the level designers for it, I believe. This is his direct role. But after Doom 2, and I believe Quake was being made, I don't think it was quite finished yet, John Romero had gotten lazy, I think is the direct way they refer to it. He just wasn't doing work like he should, according to John Carmack, I believe. And eventually things reached a boiling point, and John Romero left. And he went on to form the company Ion Storm with a buddy at the time. And let's back out to where it was. But he went to form Ion Storm, and you might know Ion Storm for making Deus Ex. You know, it's one of the most legendary games out there. But oh, of course, walked right into it. But you know, Deus Ex is one of the most legendary game out there. But Ion Storm also made another game, and Deus Ex was not made under the supervision of John Romero. I do not believe. I hope I'm not messing their names up again. That'd be fun. Have to record this for a third time. But Deus Ex was made by like a different Ion Storm, like company, like branch. While John Romero, in his rockstar lifestyle, created Daikatana, which was supposed to be this legendary, like revolutionary first-person shooter that used like this super advanced AI that let you have teammates and all this stuff. And it's a legendarily bad game. And really, I don't want to say it doesn't deserve it, because it definitely does, especially for the amount of hype surrounding it and how much of a letdown it was. But really, once you get past the first third of the game, which is where it's really bad, it calms down into a okay first-person shooter, like a very mediocre first-person shooter. But the first third of that game is just very bad. But you know, it kind of sucks too because the first third of the game is the part that the players are going to play. So you figure you'd want to make that part the best. But it wasn't, and it was just a catastrophic failure. And that's just I don't think John Romero ever went on to do any like big projects after that. I know he still works on video games. I know he still does presentations, and I'm sure he's learned a lot since those days. You know, it's kind of like those classic story of like rock stars. And he's probably a much different person nowadays than he was back then. So I wish him the best, but it is important to note what a just complete mess that whole Daikatana situation was, especially at the time. Anyone else? No. Actually don't know what I have done. But yeah, that whole mess, it's important to look back at history and take its lessons like that. And that's an important lesson to learn for any developer. Although, you know, you could argue they haven't really learned it very well at all. But here's where the red key card goes below it. Gets you the blue key card right here. And then the blue key card goes back to the yellow corridor. It goes right up here. Man, I don't know where all these enemies are coming from actually. But yeah, that's an important lesson to learn, and it's also an important lesson to learn is make sure you can say you're saying the people's names right before you tell the story, or else you'll come off. I couldn't let that video see the light of day. That was so embarrassing when I was watching back through it and seeing like how horrible I just butchered their names. It was I'm sorry, I should upload it as a joke to show you guys, but when I first watched it, I was just so embarrassed. I couldn't believe it. But it comes with it. Mistakes get made. Shooting fish in the barrel right here. Easy, easy. But here's the end of the level, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm gonna really have to think of an outro for this series and my LPs in general, because this is getting awkward, more and more awkward every time. I know what to say here at the end. But yeah, I just hope you guys have a wonderful day and enjoy it.